Radio Operators Network and is a nationwide disaster preparedness network made up of patriot-oriented radio operators. So, AmRRON phonetically, Alpha, Mike, Romeo, Oscar, November. This is a directed net, so please hold any traffic until that control.
Hey there, preppers, patriots, partisans, AmRRON radio operators. Because of the length of the video, I wanted to make sure I had enough to cover it. So I just covered Mrs. Schmidt's comms go bag. Now I'm going to cover the bag that I carry pretty much everywhere I go. If I'm just going to run down to the store, or I'm going to be, fairly local, a lot of times I won't have this with me. I'll just keep my radio with me because the battery, if I can make it home within a day, I have enough battery power, I keep it topped off, that I have communications on my way home if it's going to take me 2 or 3 hours to walk home. If I'm going to be outside of an area that I can't get back home within, say, 2 or 3 or 4 hours, I'll take this with me. The bag itself, I actually purchased at Walmart. It was only about $26. It's a great pack. It's been very rugged, other than the side pocket ripped out on the bottom, but I just safety pinned it. It is sufficient for what I use it for. So let's start breaking this down from the outside, and then we'll work our way in. My primary radio is a Wuxun KG UV8D. That replaced my UV6D after my German Shepherd chewed it up. Amazingly, it still works, but the screen is got little chew marks in it, and it's got little stars where the plexiglass broke. Otherwise, very rugged. Very good radios. I like the UV8D because it has a larger screen. It has dual watch, and this can also be used as a crossband repeater, something that we should be placing emphasis on for our comms go bags. I actually have 2 radios with me that act as crossband repeaters. The other one is the Anytone, and this is the Terminator, and it's a great little radio. It's a dual bander. It has several features that are really desirable for in a prepper radio. I'm not going to go into all those right now. I want to mainly just cover the go bag. Maybe sometime I'll go into this specific radio and all of the features that it has. It's very difficult to get now because they're not in production, because Anytone got in a little bit of trouble with the FCC producing a radio that technically is not legal to sell. Let's get this out of the way. So I carry 2 handhelds on my normal, my more than 6 hours of a walk away from home, and I always try to have the battery power so that I can get home. If it takes me 10 days to get home, I have sufficient battery power. In fact, more than that, with what this pack has in it, I can actually power my equipment indefinitely. The other thing that every comms bag should have in it, or your go bag, is some type of a Leatherman type tool. This is a one-hand opening Leatherman tool. It's my Father's Day present, and I love this thing. My favorite tactical color, black and coyote tan. Now the other radio that I carry with me is a scanner. This is the BCD 396 XT. This has P25 decoding, so I can listen to all your EMS, your APCO 25 communications. That's in your 7 megahertz range now with this new emergency service, law enforcement interoperability communications that all these agencies are switching to. This decodes that. It's not encrypted, it's encoded, and this decodes it. If they are also encrypting, well, you're out of luck. But most departments don't use encryption just because it's expensive, it's cumbersome. Somebody always has to be accountable for it, and it's a pain. And like we said before, the more secure you are, the more of a pain it is. That's why a lot of them don't use it. But they will use the P25 because that's the standard a lot of these communication systems are going over to. this will decode that. Another thing this has is a close call feature. Anybody keying up a microphone or keying up a radio within several hundred feet of me, depending on the strength of the signal that's being put out, this will lock on to that signal. I can capture that frequency and I can then put it in the radio and I can monitor it for any other activity. That way I can get all sides of the conversation, not just one side of the conversation, which happened to be the radio closest to me that keyed up. If somebody is around me using radios to communicate, I want to know about it. And this will do that. Now let's get inside the pack. Now, I do have some things that use AA batteries, and these are Eneloop rechargeable batteries. I also have alkaline batteries with me. Because if you have one of those AA battery cases that simulates a long life battery for your radio, you want to have alkaline batteries, not rechargeable batteries. I use these for other things, flashlights and such. Now, this is a roll-up J-pole. I purchased this by accident. I'm a firm believer in the Nelson J-poles. They're available on eBay. And the guy that makes these, he's a supporter of AmRRON. He's a patriot, and he makes a quality product. We stumbled across him and found out that he was very well aware of AmRRON and wholly supported it. And he's actually expedited orders for us when we needed antennas for specific events or workshops and things like that. He's been really great. But I ordered this by accident, thinking I was ordering a Nelson antenna, and I actually got a different Slim Jim roll-up J-pole antenna. And this is a dual band antenna, and I love it. It's bigger, it's bulkier, but it's wider. It's got the 10-foot cable, and this will go into my, with this adapter here, I can plug this either into my Anytone, which is the same as the Baofeng type of connector, or I can remove this adapter, and I can screw this right into my Wuxun radio. So that's some versatility there. So even though I ordered the wrong one, I decided I'm going to keep it. I like it. It works very well. All right, now I also have my digital set up here for sending digital over 2 meters. I have a signal link, the white box signal link, which I just took it out, and I'll grab that here in just a second. But these are my cables. These are my cables for conducting digital communications. So this way I can connect to the back of my Yaesu 897D, which is not part of my go bag, but I always have this go bag with me, so when I go to the field I have an extra set of cables for that when I do have my HF rig with me. Here is my programming cable for the Wuxun. It's also the same programming cable for the Baofeng and for the Anytone radios, for programming the chirp programs into my radio. So you want to make sure you have the correct programming cable. It's a good idea to always have that with you. This is the dual pin Kenwood pins. Typical Kenwood configuration for your digital cable. And of course the other end, that's going to go into the USB drive on your laptop so that you can program it. This is a cigarette lighter 12-volt charger for my Anytone. The Anytone has a charging port on the side of the battery itself, and that's what this is for. So I don't have to have the cradle and the charger with me for charging the Anytone radio. I can just plug directly into the battery. here's my cables for my signal link. This is going to go into the back of the signal link and to the laptop, and this goes into the back of the signal link and to my radio, and that goes into the side port here. That's a whole different block of instruction. And of course, no communications bag is complete without a roll of electrical tape. Now for batteries. I carry 2 batteries for each radio that I have with me. This is a pocket digital recorder, a Sony digital recorder. They're pretty affordable and super handy, just for keeping logs, keeping a journal, and also for recording traffic. Flashlights everywhere. These are the 2 batteries for my Anytone. These are the 2 batteries for my Wuxun. And this is a battery for my Mountain Topper with the Anderson connector attached to it. And you can buy these 9-volt battery little pigtails, and I just put Anderson connectors on pretty much everything now. Everything is standardized with Anderson connectors. I'm going to do a different video just covering Anderson connectors, but as you can see, I've got Anderson connectors for pretty much anything that I can encounter or come across, run into. Any power source that I encounter, 12 volts, I can use it. Separate video is going to be covering that. Now let's get into the main compartment.